Today, in your set of Google Slides, let's talk about a works cited and very specifically about how to make that hanging indent that we need. So, in the project that we've got going, we have a minimum of three sources. I've got seven here because I'm an overachiever like that. And some of them are single line entries. They start at the line margin, they end before the line ends, and they're fine. But there's a couple of them, like these last two, that go on to two lines. And so in a works cited, you want to be sure that you have that second line do what we call a hanging indent. The only place you're going to see this ever that I've ever come across is in a works cited. In Google Slides, that can be achieved like I'm just about to show you. In Google Docs, that happens in a different location. That'll be a companion video that'll be in the Google Docs playlist. If you're in Google Slides and you have a works cited slide like this, we've got very basic information because we don't have authors. We didn't get really picky with this assignment. We just wanted to know what the website was, what the information was, and what date we accessed that information. If you need this hanging indent, let me show you quickly how to do that. So I'm going to select everything in this text box. And when I do that, up here on the toolbar comes up format options for that text box. When you click on that, you have these four basic options. Now, I don't need a reflection or a drop shadow. Those are kind of cool effects, but that's not going to help my works cited. I'm not worried about the size and position of this text box because it fits on here just like I want it. What I'm looking for is here in text fitting. That's where you get to control the indents and the special features, which is what we need, and the padding around the edges of your text box. The only thing we're going to mess with is the special box. It should be set. The default is none. What we want is what we call a hanging indent, or when I was in school, they called it a reverse indent, which is exactly what it is. Instead of taking the first line and indenting it 5 spaces, you're taking everything after the first line and indenting it about half an inch. So you're going to go to hanging. You can choose how many inches it goes, more or less. You want it about half an inch. That's that standard tab in like you're doing a paragraph, only this is our second line. And so when I do that, it's going to take the date on this one, and when I accessed it here and what it is on this one, and anything that has a second line is going to go right here. And by selecting that whole text box and doing it all together, if I come in the middle here and put in another piece of my works cited, there's something else that needs to be documented, this hanging indent formatting is going to apply to that as well. If I change the font size or the actual font and that changes the line endings, if I've selected everything and not just the one that looks like it's 2 lines, but everything in that text box and applied this special hanging indent over here in text fitting under format options, that will do it for everything in that text box. Okay, so that's how you make a hanging indent in a Google slide on a works cited style slide here at the end of your presentation to make all the loose ends tie up together and show that you know what you were talking about. Now, go find it, make yourself a hanging indent everywhere you need it, which will just be on works cited wherever you're documenting your information. Thanks for watching.